Ashes and ancestry, the fire we almost let die. They called it evil. They said our gods were demons. They told us our shrines were cursed. They burned the symbols of our identity and replaced them with crosses we didn't ask for. And we believed them. But what if the real evil was forgetting? The boy who remembered. In a quiet village in the hills of eastern Nigeria, a boy named Obinna was born into a lineage of sacred guardians. His father was a dibia, a traditional priest, a healer, and a voice for the gods of their land. Once, people came to his family for guidance. They knelt. They listened. They respected. But time changed things. By the time Obinna was 12, the sacred had become a secret. The village square was quiet. The forest shrine had been replaced with a white church building. And when his father died, no one wept. They said good riddance. Uprooted and rewritten. Obinna was sent to the city, to live with an uncle who saw his heritage as a stain. There, he was told to forget who he was. His language? Erased. His hair? Cut. His spirit? Suppressed. He was groomed to become a pastor, the shining product of salvation. And for a while, he tried. He fasted, he prayed, he preached. But he never felt whole. Then the dreams started. Obinna saw dancers covered in red earth. He heard sacred drums no one else could hear. He saw a burning shrine, and an old woman weeping. And then came the sickness. No one could explain it. Not doctors. Not prophets. But he understood this was not an illness. This was a call. A return to dust and silence. After 15 long years, Obinna returned to his village. What he found broke him. The stream was polluted. The land was dry. The elders were old, tired, and silenced by shame. The sacred sites had turned into ruins. He entered his father's abandoned hut and saw the old shrine, broken and forgotten. He knelt before it. He lit the lamp. He poured libation. He whispered apologies to the spirits he had once been told to fear. And that night, he slept in peace. The ancestors wept. In his dream, the ancestors came, not to scold, but to grieve. "Why did you let them bury us?" they asked. He woke with tears in his eyes and a resolve in his soul. From that day forward, he stayed. He cleared the village square. He gathered herbs. He listened to the stories of the old. He revived the chants. He honored the land. He didn't force anyone to follow him. He simply remembered. And in remembering, he lit the fire again. The people came. One by one, others returned to the old ways. A girl who mocked masquerades learned the drum. A widow shunned by church found healing through ritual. Even the devout began to question what they had been taught. Obinna did not preach. He did not convert. He simply lived his truth. And in doing so, he made room for others to remember theirs. The real truth. African spirituality is not witchcraft. It is not evil. It is a system rooted in balance, nature, ancestry, justice, and reverence for the unseen. Colonialism did not just take our land. It took our stories, buried our gods, and taught us to hate the reflection in our own river. But the truth is still here. In our soil. In our names. In our songs. In our bones. The fire must not die. This is not a call to rebellion. It is a call to remembrance. To look back without shame. To restore without fear. Because if we do not keep the fire burning, our children will never know it once existed.